Lionel, I'm gonna make eggs a la Goldenrod today. For just one day in my life, I'd love to find this level of comfort this easily. What's the story, Wishbone? What's this your dream? Never in my life have I ever had eggs a la Goldenrod. What? You guys, hello, welcome back to the vlog. So very excited. Let's get right into it today. A $50, two 25s in a row, ba-bam, ba-bam. Wrong sound effect that I made. I corrected it in editing. Let's give it up for Elizabeth Fulton. Hi Sean, greetings from Texas. I somehow had the pleasure of stumbling across your channel a month or two ago, and I'm hooked. I was so excited about your email, I printed it. I may frame it. I need higher goals. Here's a 1950s recipe that was a favorite of my family's growing up. It's easy, quick, inexpensive, comforting, and always hits the spot. Breakfast, second breakfast, 11ses, you name it. The Betty Crocker recipe is a good base. The Michael Jordan of cookbooks. Betty Crocker wrote this recipe for eggs a la Goldenrod. Elizabeth even wrote it, zhuzhing. She gave us some ideas to zhuzh it up. I'm gonna keep it, as she knows, pretty standard, pretty traditional like Betty made it, but I'll do a little bit of zhuzhing just to make sure we're not too bland, because in the 50s, they were in bland town a lot of the times.
Really bland. Bland. It's really bland.
Something bland.
At its core, this is a bechamel sauce, over top buttered and sliced toast. The egg whites are in that sauce, and then you use the yolks of hard-boiled eggs as a little sprinkle on top. Sometimes they're a little thicker, sometimes they're very finely ground. Let's get to it.
Let's get ready to rumble!
We've peeled our hard-boiled eggs, and now it's time to separate the whites from the yolks and chop the whites into bite-sized pieces and then mash the yolks in a small bowl, separate from the rest of the egg. It's like a powder. I love cholesterol. Time for the saucepan. Low heat, 2 tablespoons of butter. Gonna whisk in 2 tablespoons of flour, continuously stirring. Salt. Our new pepper grinder from Creighton. Turn off the heat. Slowly stirring in our milk in batches, and the rest. Back to our heat, and we're gonna heat this to boiling. While that's coming up to temperature, I'm gonna take some of my butter bread, throw it in my toaster back here. It's getting real thick already. I mean, you can just tell how thick that is already. All the photos I've seen, I mean, the thicker the better. You kind of almost want it like sausage gravy that you'd get at a diner. When that boils for a minute, you can just kind of keep stirring and it'll just keep thickening. Another little quick stir. Yeah, it's like pancake batter. I love that. I would love to go to a random diner in Chicago. Can I get for you, sir? Take the eggs a la Goldenrod.
Excuse me, where's my waitress?
She's coming.
I don't think I've ever seen it, but now I'm gonna be like, really, my eye's gonna be very keen to looking on any sort of menu. Slide this here, put this back, and then we're gonna fold in our chopped egg whites. Fold in the cheese, David.
You just fold it in.
Okay, I don't know how to fold broken cheese like that.
And I don't know how to be any clearer.
And then put a little bit of these in there, and then you're not stirring, you're just kind of folding it over. Just fold it over. Don't want to create air, you're just folding.
If you say fold in one more time.
It says fold it in.
This is your recipe. You fold in the cheese then.
A few more of these. This recipe called for 4 eggs. I cut 6 just to kind of see how thick I was gonna want this. But I think 4 does look good for this. I'm gonna do a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder, a little bit of smoked paprika, as recommended by Elizabeth. I don't wanna do too much. And I'm sure she kind of puts this in during the earlier cooking process. I didn't want to do that. I kind of wanted to put it now. It's almost more of a garnish like everything else. And then fold it in. Buttering the toast.
Is your muffin buttered? Would you like us to assign someone to butter your muffin?
My what? Is he bothering you?
This is all so thick and folded so well. I can already tell how good this is gonna be with all that salt and pepper and those seasonings too. Elizabeth will put ground sausage in with it and then cheese as well sometimes. So like I said, I wanna be a little more pure today, but next time, I'm definitely gonna make this again. I'm gonna zhuzh it up big time. Put this here. The Betty Crocker recipe has the bread cut. My dad actually kind of used to do this for me when I was a kid, where he would cut everything before I even started eating my like big breakfast so that every bite had everything on it. So that's kind of this concept. I'm gonna do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Let's just do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. 14. I'm gonna arrange this, put a few more pieces of bread on here. Just like so. And here comes our bechamel eggy goodness. Bit of that paprika color on there. Made Allie a little plate over here, extra. And then our yolky drizzle on top. This is so cool. Some on Allie's. And then just a little more salt, a little more pepper. Bang. Cut up his and hers eggs a la goldenrod with that paprika, making it a nice little pinkish red color for the sauce. Pre-cut, so you don't gotta do any work. Let's dig right in. Oh, I just love how thick the sauce is. Elizabeth, eggs a la goldenrod, my first time. Damn. I can see people eating this on like an Easter morning, like a big family. Wow. It's so thick and salty in that gravy. And bechamel. And then the sprinkling of those fine yolks on top is so, this is just like a salters? This is a salt lover's dream. Bang. As a kid, I would have been obsessed with this. Betty Crocker, you crafty woman.
She doesn't even go here.
Tasty bite.
Do you even go to this school?
Good little week of egg dishes for me. I haven't ever had this bread before. It just looked really good. It's perfect for this. I'd probably even next time double the batch of the sauce and just coat it. You learn so much from doing something once. Like if you were hungover, if this did have sausage in it or even sausage links on the side, it would be elite. I cannot wait to do that next time. It's wild to me how easy sauces like that are to make. Just that constant movement. If you know, you know, something we can do right now. The bite-sized pieces are really nice. You don't have to use a knife. Little hot saucy bite. Oh yeah. I will link the Betty Crocker recipe below so you can do this yourself. Make sure to shout out and say hey to Elizabeth in the comments for this simple one, but just kind of seems a little more complex. Shout out using the Crate and Burke. Never too much pepper in my life. It's crispy, it's creamy, it's salty, it's smooth. And like me, when I have breakfast, and you could, like you said, you could have this anytime. I like a lot of bites. This is just a lot of bites. You could even do this on a bed of shredded hash browns instead of bread. That might be a fun way to modernize it. The Venmo, the CashApp, the PayPal, if there's something you want to see me make on this show, always open. The lines are open. Hit me with it. And as always, Roy Bowe Fan Club, $5 a month. The join link is below. All these people names on screen. The heat's catching up to me. They are the true ones, the real ones. Appreciate all those people. Give me all the yolk. Did your parents make this growing up? Did your grandparents make it? Have you made it? Have you had this? Have you heard of it? Hit me in the comments. Eggs a la goldenrod up. Eggs a la goldenrod down. Just another recipe I'd never heard of that, thanks to you guys, is something I've done and enjoyed a lot. Smashed. If you liked what you saw, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys very soon. Be good to each other. I'm always here for you, but when I'm not, it doesn't make sense. If I'm always here for you, just when I'm not looking, still be good to each other. Just call me the Goldenrod. Don't do that.
Well, I'm going down to Georgia, place where folks call home, and then on to Carolina, place where I was born.